Hello, everybody. My name is Nick Lewandn, and today I'm going to be talking about my internship experience this summer at iGear. iGear is a manufacturing software company that provides squeaks to their customers. Squeaks, the way I would think about it is like Microsoft Teams, but for their employees as well as machines on the floor. In a manufacturing company, this is a huge advantage because not only can you interact with your employees, but you can also get data in real time from your machines. Things like how many parts have been made that day, has a machine gone down at all? You can get all that information in real time through Squeaks, and you still get the advantage of Teams and communication and things like that. I was a software developer, mainly focused on bug testing and also finding new and interesting ways for customers to interact with Squeaks. The two primary ways I did this was through SQL and REST API. And a little bit further information on the bug testing aspect. Um, I would run down a checklist each day. I would create metrics, teams, new user profiles, things like that each day to make sure that whatever new update we had was working. And to be honest, Squeaks is kind of a well-oiled machine. It didn't really have very many bugs to speak of, and any that were honestly solved within a matter of minutes by my team because they're amazing, but more on that later. Anyway, I was honestly more focused on different ways to interact with Squeaks. And like I said, this is through SQL and REST API. SQL is a database language. Think of it as a way to interact with a bunch of tables. People have probably used Excel, spreadsheet, things like that. It's a coding language to interact with tables, but in a bigger and better way. And the way that I use this to interact with Squeaks would be by creating stored procedures and sending information from a SQL table right into Squeaks to display that information in real time. REST API is a web-based architecture that allows you to change things on a web page without using up any processing power. If you're familiar with any APIs, you'll have commands like delete, get, post, push, things like that. And I would use this to actually be able to delete metrics off of my virtualized Squeaks environment, as well as post things to it. And these are both really useful tools to have for anyone using Squeaks. And it was honestly really fun to just learn them. And that kind of goes into the experience, and the most important technical thing that I learned would probably have to be SQL. As someone who is interested in both network engineering, security, things like that, SQL is something that's really useful to have in my toolbox. And it just looks honestly really great on a resume. But it was also really fun to learn, and it was a different experience learning it than any other programming language, just because of how differently structured it is. I guess to me it made more sense, which is why I enjoyed learning it. The most important non-technical thing I learned would probably have to be teamwork. Not necessarily that I learned here because I've had a lot of experience with that in Berea because of the emphasis that the computer science department here puts on teamwork, but because I got to enact it in a actual work environment, which was really fun and interesting to do. I had quite a few assignments where I'd have to write C# plugins for Squeaks with a fellow programmer, most of the time an intern. And it was interesting to see the different levels of teamwork that we've had experienced. And I think my leg up and kind of advantage in this scenario was that teamwork puts, like I said, such an emphasis on it. So that gave me, I guess, kind of a chance to show off to my employers and my boss and stuff like that. It was fun. I would say my biggest accomplishment would actually be that I got a job offer. I got a job offer from Squeaks, and that was huge for me because I was searching for so long for an internship, and it was really coming down to the wire for me, and it was nerve-wracking. It was a nerve-wracking experience, if I'm being honest. Anyone who's searched for a job or an internship can probably relate to that, but to get a job offer at the end of it was huge. I don't know if it's what I want to do long term, even though iGear is a great company. I want to turn over every stone I can and find the best opportunity for myself. But just to be offered is a huge accomplishment. Would I recommend other students pursue an internship at iGear? Absolutely. Uh, a very relaxed work environment, really awesome people. The big thing I would say is if you're interested in learning SQL and by extension of that REST API and possibly other manufacturing softwares, if you're interested in things like that, absolutely. I don't think you'll find one much better than iGear. Um, Before I end the presentation, I just have to thank my faculty sponsor, Dr. Pierce. Um, she has just been a huge help to me throughout my entire journey at Berea. Even through the software development and database structures classes, things like that. She's just been a huge had a huge impact on me in a lot of ways. Made me, I think, a lot better programmer and just a better learner. Um, Also, big thank you to my supervisor, Celine Malawi. Oh my gosh, what can I even say? She was amazing this summer. She was there with me every step of the way and taught me so much, specifically about SQL and REST API. I wouldn't have either idea how to work either of those two applications if it wasn't for her. So I'm really thankful for that. And just a big thank you overall to the Berea College Computer Science Department. I mean, what they've showed me and what I've been able to learn here, the opportunity that I have here really has it's amazing, and I never take that for granted. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to me and talking about iGear and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Thank you.